Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Today at the UN, President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy were all smiles. Zelensky, a professional comedian, even cracked a joke.
It's better to be on TV than by phone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A wisecrack about the phone call they had back in July. That call, now the focus of an impeachment inquiry. Today, the White House released a summary transcript. At issue, whether President Trump pressured the Ukrainian president to investigate Joe Biden and his son after Hunter Biden landed a cushy spot on the board of directors of a Ukrainian energy company. Asked about it point blank.
Any pressure from President Trump to investigate Joe Biden and Hunter Biden?
The Ukrainian president diplomatically demurred.
That nobody pushed me. Yes.
In other words, no pressure.
For President Trump, no pressure is the new no collusion.
No push, no pressure, no nothing. It's all a hoax, folks. It's all a big hoax.
There was no pressure. It turned out to be a nothing call, other than a lot of people said, I never knew you could be so nice.
But Trump did not have such nice things to say about Speaker Nancy Pelosi and her decision to pursue an impeachment inquiry.
She's lost her way. She's been taken over by the radical left. Unfortunately, she's no longer the Speaker of the House.
Today, Washington digested the first bit of hard information about that July phone call, this 5-page memorandum. At one point, Zelensky thanks Trump for America's support fending off Russian aggression and says he's ready to buy more missiles from the U.S. Trump, I would like you to do us a favor, though. In another spot, Trump says there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, so whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. According to the summary, Trump mentions the Bidens by name at least 3 times during the call, and he repeatedly asked the Ukrainian president to follow up with Rudy Giuliani and Attorney General Bill Barr.
Everything accelerated today. When that transcript summary, that phone call hit, Washington just lit up, and not in a good way. What the president and his allies have to do is argue that what people see in that transcript isn't what they see in that transcript.
The notes of the call reflect a conversation far more damning than I or many others had imagined. What those notes reflect is a classic mafia-like shakedown of a foreign leader.
The crucial question is it illegal?
It's right on the line. If they could prove that he was knowingly soliciting something of value from a foreign national to influence the election, that could be a campaign finance violation.
But is it a high crime and misdemeanor, something that qualifies for impeachment?
That will only be in the eye of the Congress.
It's a political decision.
There's no official definition of what a high crime and misdemeanor is.
It's important to note that the summary is not a verbatim transcript. It is hardly the last word. There are also questions about what exactly Giuliani and Barr did to follow up, and there's the complaint from the whistleblower from the intelligence community, a complaint that the Inspector General found to be credible and of urgent concern.
The whistleblower complaint must be scrutinized.
Today, members of the Senate and House Intelligence Committees finally got a chance to review a classified copy of the whistleblower's complaint. The Trump administration finally handed it over after 2 weeks of defying requests from Congress. Tomorrow, they'll grill the Director of National Intelligence about it in open hearings.
A whistleblower complaint is hearsay here. The whistleblower was not on the phone call. They heard about the phone call from somebody else.
ABC News has learned of additional requests made by the Trump administration before that phone call even took place.
It has been a wild day here up on the Hill. Both sides, not surprisingly, retreating to their partisan corners.
Today, Utah Senator Mitt Romney, speaking at the Atlantic Festival, appeared to be one of the only Republicans to publicly question the president's conduct.
If the president of the United States asks or presses the leader of a foreign country to carry out an investigation of a political nature, that's troubling.
Most Republicans are publicly standing by the president.
I just think we need to get all the facts. I mean, the president said I did nothing wrong.
I also think we need to be measured in our analysis, and I think Democrats' problem is they've gotten out over their skis over and over and over again, hysterical over things that they didn't necessarily need to be hysterical about.
Impeachment is a sword that cuts both ways.
We know that House Democrats have been indulging their impeachment obsession for nearly 3 years now. a never-ending impeachment parade.
There's a danger for Democrats of overplaying their hand, riling up Trump's base just as we head into an election year.
Republicans, it's a witch hunt, it's presidential harassment.
For Democrats, there's also a danger of tarnishing their own 2020 frontrunner, former Vice President Biden.
You're in trouble and in a controversy. I'm shocked. I've never seen this before.
I've never been in a controversy before.
Sean Hannity on Fox News has been beating the drum on the Biden story.
It's a case that is crying out to be investigated. If it doesn't get investigated, we just don't have equal justice in this country.
Now, the impeachment process inevitably will give that story wider circulation and scrutiny.
Do you think it is an impeachable, this particular instance is an impeachable offense?
Based on the material that they acknowledged today, it seems to me it's awful hard to avoid the conclusion that it is an impeachable offense and a violation of constitutional responsibility.
The president's defense so far has been to point the finger at Joe Biden and accuse him essentially of the same thing.
The problem with that is that as of today, there's no credible evidence that Biden did anything other than support the international community. And until they can present some evidence which suggests that there's a link between what Joe Biden did and his son, there's no there.
So you see it as a false equivalence?
It is, as of today, it's absolutely a false equivalence.
While the president may be in danger of being impeached, so far there appears to be no danger he'll be removed from office.
Just so you understand, it's the single greatest witch hunt in American history, probably in history, but in American history, it's a disgraceful thing.
So long as Republicans in Congress have his back.
And what Speaker Pelosi did yesterday really was the worst we've seen yet, where she announced an impeachment inquiry without any evidence. It ought to give every American grave concerns.
Today, it was the Ukrainian president who applied pressure to Trump.
Can you give me a word that you will come to our great country?
Well, I'm going to try. And I know a lot of people.
President Trump wouldn't make any promises. Safe to say he has enough on his hands, at least for the next few months. At the end of the day,
They must laugh their asses off.
President Trump sounded downright dejected about the whole thing.
People have said they don't know if one man anywhere in the world with all the men they know, or woman, that could handle what I've had to handle.
This was only day 2. I'm David Wright for Nightline in New York.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.